welcome to all classic car enthusiasts. Yeah, I know I've been putting quite a lot of videos up, but I'm here on my own for a week until Amir comes back. So we'll get on with a few bits and pieces, but I won't do very many videos. This is just a give you a little update of what I'm doing. Yeah, so I found out what the story is with the new car. When I checked it out, I didn't realise it had sport mode and all that. And it's got N, and one of the lads on the WhatsApp group, in the mini group that I'm in, says it's manual, because I didn't realise it has flappy paddles. Is it? Yeah, you know, the flat paddle thing, so you can actually change the gears yourself up and down. Yeah, it seems to have a lot of stuff. All of it seems to be touch screen and touch this and touch that. The problem is obviously the handbook is in German. That you get with it, so I'm going to either have to download that in English or get one in English to try and work out what everything does, and my wife will have to read it to me, and then we spend a few hours going through it. But yeah, very happy with it. It runs really well. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention something about you know, with YouTube. You know, the guys that make like myself and everybody else, we do these YouTube videos obviously for free. I mean, majority of guys don't have a massive amount of viewers, a massive amount of subs. You know, so everybody's doing it free, and they're taking their own time to do that away from their family or job, whatever it is. And you know, I sometimes look at some of the comments that people leave, and you think, you know, it's a bit negative, and I don't understand why people have to do it. There's enough negativity in the world as it is. So, you know, the very fact that people do this and put up videos for other people to watch, I just think manners cost nothing, you know. What's that? Manners cost nothing, and I think maybe it's the way people are brought up. Some people think it's okay to say what they want. I have no problem with a negative comment, as long as there's something positive in it, as far as, oh, don't use this, use that, some advice. The whole point of this is an information exchange. You know, myself and all the other guys, I'm not trying to say this is how you have to do it and this is the way it is and it's not any other way. Of course not. The bottom line is you have to, it's just an information exchange and share. So, you know, sometimes when I get comments, or I get thumbs down like anybody else does, what I don't understand is why YouTube can't show those people, you know, show who they are when they put a comment, when they put a thumbs down on it, because it is a cowardly way to do it. But yeah, I suppose there's a lot of people like that. But I think YouTube should change that and actually make, you know, that you have to show who you are, because it's an easy way to hide behind. Anyway, enough of the rant. So yeah, so I've just put a little bit in of what I'm doing with a little Toylander. And if you guys are interested, all you got to do is go to Toylander website, and you'll see all the models and everything they make. And you can either make them yourself, you can have them made, you can buy the panels pre-cut, whatever. The only thing I would say is, if you're going to do something like this, I would buy their stuff, buy their steering mechanism and their motors, because they just work better. I bought an old handicapped trolley, bike thing, and it was just a nightmare. You're better off using their stuff. It's quicker and easier. It's not that cheap, but it's, you know, it's something you can have for decades and decades and pass it on to other generations. Anyway, I'll start waffling, and I'll show you the little bit of film that I've got, and I'll maybe catch you towards the end of the week when I've got something actually done and show you. I did speak to Mini Sport today, to Tom Gould, who's a really nice guy. In fact, all the staff are very good there, and we talked about a few things, and he explained some systems that they have and why they have some issues and some problems, because they have this traffic light system, this red, yellow and green, when people order online, and then it'll say when the stock is low and they might not have it. So he explained a few things, not that I did it online, but he explained a few things that do make sense. But I did say to him, and he said, thank you very much for at least, you know, having the decency to call me, and instead of, you know, a lot of people just slag the company off, I guess, but I told him I did it on the YouTube, and I got a lot of negative comments about Mini Sport, and it's a shame, because, you know, they are out there doing a service for us to have parts for our old cars, but there's many people doing it as well. And I just explain, but what I will do is I'll do a little video on it, explaining exactly what he said to me and what I said to him, and yeah, and we'll just go on from there. So anyway, take care, and catch you in the next one. Bye for now. First time having a drink out of his big dog bowl. There she is, a torpedo. Beautiful day here in Austria.
Hello, Stella, who's that? Hello, yes, yes. Go on, go on, go on. Go on.
Yeah, so beautiful day, really nice. This is going to get better. So, as you can see, look, I think once this is completely grown, I think you'll be hard pushed to see the stone under there completely. If you look down there, it looks like it's just a green path with the two granite either side of it. Yeah, that's how it looks. It's coming on really, really well. So I won't bore you with this, I just wanted to show you how it looks. The wife's decided to put a little veggie patch in here. Don't know what she's going to put in, but so these stones are going to be laid along the edges here too. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want to see that. Just thought I'd let you have a look how glorious the weather is. It looks really nice, well placed. So this is the body of the XK150. This is ours. The other one is in a haul-in up in Vienna. So we've got to bring it back down because we're now going to fit special air boxes for the S-Spec cars, which means cutting the inner wing out on this side here. So I'm going to have to bring the car back down. It's not really going to be able to take all the gear up there and do it. There's those mini engines. But I just wanted to show you this. So what I'm going to do now is take these motors off here. Somebody actually made a mention the other day about, how can you use the roller? How can you use this if you and you haven't got all the throat? Well, the idea is they just unbolt, and then you pop this out of here. They're in a shaft, so you just take them out if you've got a big sheet. If you're doing something small or up to that size, double that size, there's no problem. And if you don't, you just take them out. So there's the motors there, you can see, and we linked them both together. So these are the motors from the Toylander Land Rover, which I bought from them because they're specially geared, and then we just put a shaft between them to double up the strength on the chain, and then I had this piece made. So now I'm going to take these off and put them onto the Land Rover, the Toylander up in the garage, which I'll show you next. So as you can see, this is the Toylander. You can see it's just ply. This is the real basic axle on it, but I actually got this from Toylander itself because it needs these rose joints to make it work. I did try to make it myself, and to get the accuracy right or to get the geometry right for the wheels it's a bit of a faff, so it's just as easy to get it from them. And this obviously goes up and down, it wobbles a bit, you can see it. It's just a centre pivot. It's a nice thing about having the ramp, it even fits on the ramp. And you can see here underneath, this is the dry sprockets on it. You can see there, there's not very much to it. The only thing you've got to do is make sure that they are in line, or they can, if you're reversing or whatever, they can come off. So sorry, I'll try and keep that camera up. Anyway, so there's two of them, and then basically they come up into here. I'll come out the side and show you. So basically those chains come up into this piece here, and then the motor sits on them. And they're just they're two 6-volt batteries that go in it. That's the brake mechanism there. Very, very simple. The lever goes down, and what it does is it pushes I don't know if you can see it right at the back there. I'll do it that side maybe. They're very easily put together. You can see it there now. It's basically just this pipe with a rubber joint in it, and it just grips on the inside of the wheel, on the hub itself, or the wheel. And then so as you pull the brake down, and then you can just adjust it here if you want. Very simple, but it's effective and it works. So that's how you brake in the car like that. And yeah, it's just plywood. You only get this in a short wheel version. Obviously I've made this longer because I wanted to make it like a long wheelbase, which is what I had, and there's a bit more room in there for the kids. And then basically it comes with two of these special batteries. So it's a 12-volt system. It's 24. They're wired together to make it 24 volt. But they're small enough that they work well on that, and they're small enough to carry around on the, there you go, on the machine as well, for the beading machine. So I get to use them because obviously this Land Rover's not used, very much. I saw it and I thought, well, I wonder if I could make one or design it slightly different myself, which is what I did. But the lights, the indicators, all that stuff, that all came from them. And I would say to anybody, if you're thinking about building one of these, just get the motors and the running gear from them, because it's not worth messing about. I did buy an invalid carriage motor and stuff, and it was just a faff. So yeah, if you're going to build one, I would buy their stuff. You can even have the wood pre-cut, so all you got to do is assemble it. But the kids love them, and they're a great little toy, and it's something you can pass on, to grandchildren, and something that'll be around maybe long after you're gone, nice little gift to them. Anyway, so I'll start getting that off and put the motors on for when they come in a few weeks' time. I'm sure they'll have lots of fun.